At least 120 people have been killed in Israeli attacks on Gaza in 2 days, Palestinian health officials said, as Israel intensified its bombardment across the besieged territory. At least 7 people were killed when a residential home was hit overnight in the Z-town suburb of Gaza City, health officials said on Saturday. The other deaths were recorded in central and southern Gaza. Israeli air raids caused significant damage to Al-Farak Mosque in the Nuseirat refugee camp in central Gaza, according to a social media video verified by Al Jazeera. The bombardment resulted in 12 injuries among doctors, nurses, and administrative staff within the emergency and reception areas, he said. The Israeli military rejected the allegations and said it was not aware of a strike in the area of the Kamal Adwan hospital, following an initial review of the situation. On Friday, Gaza's Ministry of Health said hospitals have fuel left for only about 2 days before it needs to start restricting services. Israel's military imposed a siege and launched a renewed ground offensive in northern Gaza last month, saying it aimed to stop Hamas fighters from waging more attacks and regrouping in Israel's military imposed a siege and launched a renewed ground offensive in northern Gaza last month, saying it aimed to stop Hamas fighters from waging more attacks and regrouping in the area. The United Nations warned earlier this week that almost no aid had been delivered to northern Gaza since Israel's renewed offensive, as aid groups and food security experts warn of a famine in the area. In a call with Defense Minister Israel Katz on Saturday, United States Defense Secretary Lloyd Austin pressed Israel to take steps to improve the dire humanitarian condition in Gaza. Iran's UN ambassador Amir Saeed Iravani has dismissed US and UK accusations of Iranian involvement in regional destabilization and the Ukraine conflict as unfounded. In a letter to the UN Security Council's rotating president, Barbara Woodward, Iravani rejected the allegations made during a November 18 Security Council meeting. At this meeting, the US representative, in collaboration with the Israeli regime, made an unconvincing effort to shift blame for their shared involvement in Israel's ongoing violent actions in Gaza and its war crimes in Lebanon by alleging that Iran is destabilizing the region to further its political interests. These claims against the Islamic Republic of Iran are firmly rejected, his letter read. Iravani directly accused the US and UK of hypocrisy, citing their unwavering support for Israel as the primary driver of regional instability and a direct contravention of the Security Council's mandate to maintain international peace and security. The diplomat emphasized Iran's consistent and unchanged position on the Ukraine conflict and further asserted that the US, through its support of Israel, bears direct responsibility for civilian casualties and destruction in Gaza, the West Bank, and Lebanon, enabled by US-made weapons and the protection afforded by US vetoes in the Security Council. It is an indisputable reality that the loss of civilian lives, along with the destruction of infrastructure in Gaza and Lebanon, is occurring with American-made weapons and under the protection of the US vetoes on ceasefire resolutions in the Security Council, which have shielded the Israeli regime from accountability, the Iranian ambassador noted. He concluded by stating that the US and UK cannot evade accountability for their role in perpetuating these conflicts. The United States and Britain cannot evade accountability while facilitating the actions of the Israeli regime. Their unwavering support for Israel perpetuates ongoing conflicts and undermines the Security Council's efforts to uphold international peace and security.